Hello, students and viewers. Today I am going to start your chapter number 5, that is plant growth. So, see definition. So, growth is defined as an irreversible, permanent increase in size of an organ or its part or even of an individual cell. So, here what growth is defined, it is irreversible permanent increase in size of an organ. So, that is nothing but growth, or it is the part or even of an individual cell. So, here irreversible permanent increase, that's the very important words. Now see what are the characteristics of growth. So see here, first characteristic of this growth is, let me take this pen. So here plant growth is generally indeterminate. So what is this indeterminate growth? So indeterminate growth is nothing but the plant which possess the ability to grow throughout their life. Means indeterminate is nothing but what? Plant is able to grow and grow. Okay, its growth is not uh, determinate type, means growth is not stopped. Growth is always happens throughout their life. So that growth is defined as indeterminate growth. And why this indeterminate type of growth is present in plant, right? So because of presence of some meristematic tissues, right? Because of presence of some meristematic tissues, plant growth is indeterminate. So we have studied earlier where these meristematic tissues are located, in which part. Suppose they are located on the apical part, we called it as apical meristem. Suppose they are located at the lateral position, we called it as lateral meristem. And suppose they are located in between the nodal portion, then we called it as the internodal meristem, intercalary meristems. So likewise the meristem, they helps to grow plant, and hence the first characteristic of this growth is it is indeterminate type of growth which is present in a plant. Now come to the second characteristic of growth. So growth is measurable. How growth is measurable? So at the cellular level, due to the increase of protoplasm, we are unable to measure the growth, right, at a cellular level. But we can measure the growth in a plants in by different methods, like increase in dry weight, then increase in its volume. We are going to measure a particular growth, increase in their cell number, then volume, or increase in fresh weight. So by calculating this, we can measure a particular plant growth. Now, how many phases of growth are there? So here there are three phases of growth. First is formative phase, second is cell enlargement and cell differentiation, and the third one is cell maturation. So now when you are going to observe these phases of growth, now particularly suppose we are sowing any particular seeds, then seed, it takes water in it's imbibes, and then it's going to form the plumule and radicle. From the plumule you will get the shoot part, and from the radicle you will get root part, right? And then from that formation of this pluminal radicle, by observing the growth we can clear cut mention these phases of these growths: formative phase, cell enlargement, and cell maturation. Now see here in my I have shown here one image. So this is the germinating seedling, and which shows you these four stages of the growth. So this is the first, see the first at this tip of this radicle. So let me take another this. So this part, from this part, this portion is a radicle, right? I will write only R, right? And the upper part from this to this, right? So this whole portion is a plumule part, right? So this is, even name is given over here. This is what? This is the plumule, and this one is a radical. So radical will gives you root part and plumule will gives you shoot portion, right? So now in a radical you will get these phases of growth, right? So this is the first phase, that is zone of cell formation. This is first. Then zone of cell elongation and differentiation, this is the second. And whereas zone of mature cells, this is the third phase of growth, right? So this is the very first. This is zone of cell formation. See, so from here you will get, this is the zone of cell formation. Then from this to this, let me take another color. So you will get this. So this part is zone of cell elongation. Whereas, see here, again I will take another one. So from here to here, this portion is cell differentiation, and the upper part is cell maturation, right? So likewise, these are the phases which is shown in germinating seedling, right? Now come to one by one the each of this phase and how it happens. Now see, first is formative phase. So see here, formative phase. So the cell division is the basic event in the growth of plant. So all cells are the result of division of pre-existing cell. So here from the pre-existing cells, here see, from the pre-existing cells, all cells they are coming, and from the pre-existing cells the new cell is going to form, right? And from the that pre-existing cell, with the cells which are going to form from the pre-existing cells, and the phase formed by such a cells, they are called as what? Formative, or very first phase, I can say, right? Now see, mitosis is the type of cell division. What is? We know that there are two types of division, right? Mitosis as well as meiosis, right? Mitosis occurs in a vegetative cells, as well as meiosis, it is occurring in reproductive cell, right? So reproductive cells means what? The reproductive organ, that is androecium and gynoecium, where the meiosis is going to happen, right? And rest of the vegetative cell, which cell division is going to occur? Mitosis, right? So mitosis is the type of cell division that happens during growth. See, right? And it include both quantitative and qualitative division of cells. So because of whom cell divides? Because of the mitotic division. Mitotic division is nothing but what? It is from one cell, it is going to gives you two cells, right? So that is your mitotic cell. Suppose the single cell is going to gives you four cells, that is nothing but your, this is the reduction division, or this is called as meiotic division, right? So from a one cell, if two cells they are going to form, this is division is known as mitotic division, whereas this is a meiotic division, right? So all this growth of the plant, it's occur because of mitosis, right? Meiosis occurs only in reproductive cells. Student, please do remember this. Now here again see, karyokinesis as well as cytokinesis occur. Karyokinesis means, karyon means nucleus. Kinesis is division, right? Here is a cyto. Cyto means cell, and kinesis again division. So cell division as well as nucleus division happens. In case of higher plants, see, some cells they increase in the size, and this is carried out because of meristematic region. So increase of cells is carried out in a meristematic region, and some cells C enters in the next phase of growth, that is phase of cell enlargement. Means some cells they are increasing in a number, right? And it is happens in a meristematic region only, right? And some cells they are going towards next phase, that is phase of cell enlargement. Now see the next step, that is cell enlargement and cell differentiation. So see the at this stage size of tissues and organs is increased, and this enlargement occurs by forming protoplasm. See, because of which by formation of protoplasm the size of tissues and organ get increased. Even hydration is nothing but what, water is come into the cell, so that process is nothing but what, hydration. And developing vacuoles, and then adding new cell wall to make it permanent and thicker. So because of this, the cell gets enlarged, right? And cell differentiation process occurs. Now see the next third stage of this plant growth, that is cell maturation. So after the formative phase, that is first, second phase is cell elongation and differentiation, and now this is the third, that is cell maturation. So what occurs in this cell maturation? So at this stage enlarged cell acquires specific size. Okay, now it means cell enlargement and differentiation, it has to be stopped somewhere else, right? So some cells they acquire specific size and forms as per their location and role, right? So as per their location and role, they the this maturation of the cell is going to stop. So thus several cells are differentiated from simple and complex tissue which perform different functions. So at a specific stage, cell has to be stopped their enlargement, cell has to be stopped their differentiation, right? And that particular stage we called it as cell maturation phase. Now see, this is the growth curve. Suppose we draw or we plotted this size or weight of the organ, right, against this time. Getting? See at my pointer here. So this is what? This is particularly size and weight of the organ. Suppose we plot this size and weight of the organ against the time, you will get such a S-shaped curve of a growth, right? So this S-shaped curve, this is also called as sigmoid curve, right? And you will get this type of curve where again we are going to have these phases. See this first, this is the lag phase, which is till here. From here to here, this is lag phase. Then here to here, this is the exponential phase, and then this is the last, that is a steady phase, that is a stationary phase, right? So by having this S curve, again we have our the stages of or the phases of growth. The first is lag phase. So why this phase is called as lag phase? Because this is the initial growth phase which is very slow, and hence it is referred as lag phase, right? Then second phase, this is the first. Then second exponential phase. So here there is a rapid increase in the cells, right? And because of this is called as log phase, or it is called as exponential phase, right? And this is the stationary phase, this is the third phase. And here now the plant cells of particular plant, they acquire their maximum maturity, and hence the growth of cells becomes steady, and we call this phase also as stationary phase, because here now there again cells they get the limited nutrients, and because of which the cells they are going into a phase, steady phase, we called it as stationary phase. So likewise we will get this S shaped curve, also called as sigmoid curve. So now see, when the growth begins in an organism, it is continued until an organism or organ acquires permanent form, right? So total period which is required by an organism to grow and to acquire a permanent form is known as grand period of growth, right? So this grand period of growth, first time it is used by German physiologist Sach. Who? Sachs. So this scientist in a 1873, he used this term. Which term? Again I am repeating, grand period of growth means total period required by a particular organism to acquire permanent form. So that form is called as grand period of growth. So likewise in this chapter we have seen what is growth, what is the characteristic of growth, and what are the stages of growth, and how this sigmoid curve occurs, and again I have given the same explanation of these phases. So if you have any doubts, any query, please ask me. Thank you for patience listening and watching this video. Thank you.